Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Here we are. It's daylight now. Clouds have set in, unlike yesterday, which was crystal clear. Okay, we have from 1972 introduction, Canadian Limited. I got to remember to do caliber. I thought I was doing caliber today. I have to set that one up. But anyway, there's Canadian Limited, Canadian blended whiskey, originally produced by Fleischmann's Distilling. It says right there, Fleischmann Distilling Company, Owensboro, Kentucky. Well, they were bought out by Sazerac. So that's just a name. It's not a company anymore. All their assets were purchased by Sazerac. And we're going up against the mysterious heir to the throne. Introduced at some point in history. Is it still made? I don't know. They're both 40% alcohol. They're both aged in oak. The Canadian Limited, though, is bottled in Kentucky, all right? That's one of the top selling Canadian whiskeys in America, Canadian Limited. I've only seen Heir to the Throne once in my life. Now, it might be common in your area, but I've never heard anybody even talk about it, okay? So I think it's very rare. But anyway, I think I'll be able to tell them apart. Canadian Limited is Canadian whiskey with natural flavors. You know, that Sazerac common setup. Not the only setup they have, because they do have some that aren't flavored. Heir to the Throne has a real cork, which is really tight. Helps seal it in, that's for sure. Whoa. H for air. All right. I noticed that Heir to the Throne is a little darker, I think, and it's got a whole lot of sediment in there. Oh man, is that coming from the cork? I hope not. I hope not. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Heir to the Throne. It's got an unusual flavor and aroma, I know that much. It seems clear in the bottle. I don't know. I really don't. Okay. If you've ever had either one of these, let me know if you'd like to comment. Be warm today, about 81. Be like that all week, 80, 81, 82, maybe higher. I think the Limited's going to have that, you know, that flavored Canadian thing that you get with Canadian Club, and the Sazerac one's kind of like honeycomb and maybe some like almond taste and sweet, like candy corn. It's hard to describe. You have to try it. I can't really describe it. You can get Canadian Limited in the glass bottles or the plastic, what they call that travel bottle that you see. It's the same standard bottle. Some company must make it for everybody. You see Jim Beam in that bottle, Jack Daniels in that bottle now, Caliber, which I have. But it doesn't matter what brand. They all have this, they call it travel bottle. Or maybe it's a better name would be doesn't get metal detected at the football game bottle. I guess a glass one wouldn't either, unless it had a metal cap. but all plastic, you know what I mean? So anyway, light. Yeah, I've seen people sneak in. Usually it's a 200 milliliter bottle they'll sneak into a game. Have I ever done it? No. I may bring in an empty bottle to drink water. I really like drinking water when I'm at a game. Seriously, I'll just drink water. It smells kind of like the Canadian Limited. Pungent, like I said, the vanilla, the almond. Let's go over here. Yeah, it's a starker, sharper note. Oak. And I was saying that yesterday, it's like a real, like cuts, succinct aroma. Doesn't smell like it's flavored, but it might be. They don't have to disclose it. They could have coloring. They don't have to disclose it. Unless you make a written request. Some Canadian law. If you make a certified written request, or a written request, what are the flavorings? They have to give this certification to you. How many people you think are doing that? Yeah. They both smell good. Now, I will tell you the truth. They both smell nice. If I was going to drink a Canadian whiskey, and I would, except that I only really ever do that when I'm doing taste challenges, right? People say, well, do you sit down at night to relax and drink a Canadian whiskey? No, because I'm doing the taste challenges daily, so that's it. That's all I'm doing. All right, taste. Yeah, that's the Limited. Now, my friend David tried it, and he just said, "Oh," he dumps it out. I said, "Well, I'm glad I bought this so you could dump it out." He said, "It tastes like black licorice." I think if you're not used to it initially, it might give you that impression, but it isn't really that. That doesn't really come across, but it's an unusual flavor. He drinks bourbon, basically, sometimes single malt scotch. So if all you're drinking is straight bourbon, and he usually drinks pretty expensive bourbon, or single malt scotch, or weeded bourbon like the Weller, and then you drink Canadian Limited, you say, "Whoa!" It's like you got into a circus car, but you normally drove a Lincoln MKZ. You see, now you're driving in a circus car with day glow seats and carousel music. It might seem kind of garish. Heir to the Throne has a corn liquor taste, really. This one would be closer to a bourbon. It's not like bourbon. I didn't say it's close to bourbon. There really is no similarity except that it's made in a similar whiskey fashion. But I'll say it's closer to bourbon than that Canadian Limited. So my friend David might kind of like this. Like he might say, "Yeah, that's tolerable, acceptable, bearable," but the Limited, he just couldn't take it. Now, for somebody like me, who's doing this long, drawn out march through the whiskey brands, right? Like every day doing, and plus the rum, doing a taste challenge, I've gotten used to it, so I can like say, "Oh, boom, there's that, boom, there's that." Like you get so used to the flavors, you can just identify them almost instantly, even on aroma, like I just did. So this is the Canadian Limited. Obviously, I said that the first few seconds of the exam, the taste challenge. Yep, C for Canadian. I just have that on there. And it's fine, but you would have to be a person that doesn't mind the candy-like flavors. Yeah, I guess most people wouldn't, because what's popular today? All the flavored whiskey liqueurs. The Crown Royal Peach is real popular right now. People are buying that like crazy. The Fireball Cinnamon Whiskey. So if you're into the flavored whiskeys, okay, you would probably like this because guess what? It's a flavored whiskey, okay? Now my friend David did like the Cabin Fever, the maple syrup flavored whiskey from Canada. He liked that. He still got some of that left. So but if you're into flavored whiskey, then here's another flavored whiskey that you're gonna like. It's not a liqueur. It's 40 proof. I mean 80 proof. It's a actual whiskey. The other ones, you know, like the Crown Royal Apple or whatever, it'll say it's under the liqueur category. It's really not under the whiskey category. It is a flavored whiskey, but the proof is lowered to 35. The liqueurs only can go up to 35% alcohol, 70 proof. So, but this one would be under the whiskey category. Yeah, it's a fine line, but that's where it would be. So this one wouldn't be like apple or maple syrup or cinnamon. It would taste like candy sugar flavored whiskey. Really, it's kind of like that. But they don't use any candy sugar. It has to be flavored with other spirits like rum, brandy, bourbon, and various blending wines. So those things give it that flavor. Oh, it's a concoction now. It's a secret formula, I guess. Sazerac uses it across the board. It doesn't really vary much, if at all. So either if you hate it, you're gonna hate all. If you hate that taste, buy any Sazerac whiskey, you're gonna hate them. You know, I think any flavor Sazerac, not Royal Canadian, because Royal Canadian it doesn't taste flavored. It's more standard, like just whiskey. You know. Which some people might find dull. My daughter said, ugh, but then she admitted later, well, that's not bad. It's just bland compared to the rich bourbon she drinks. Craig Swinson says, good morning. John Anilli says, good morning, Ron. Good morning to you, John Anilli. I remember the Canadian Limited as having that strange almond extract flavor, right? That's what I was talking about. And the Caliber has that. I guess you couldn't find Caliber in Florida, but I know you're having a good time at the Perdido Key Beach, so you probably weren't necessarily thinking about just buying this and that whiskey. But the Rich and Rare has that. The Canadian Leaf had that, but they had more of a rye flavor. The Canadian Leaf was more peppery. You notice that? That's coming from Baltimore County, Maryland, and they have a history there of high rye whiskeys like Pikesville, which is no longer made there, but that's where it started. So getting that Bowmore character. Now, which one's better? I don't know. I mean, Heir to the Throne is more of a classic, basic, old school whiskey, you know, like a whiskey without the flavoring. Oh, it probably has some blending sherry in it. You can pick up on that a little bit. It's like you say, I want something that's going to taste like stereotypical whiskey. Like if you introduce somebody to something, say, here's what whiskey tastes like. Heir to the Throne might work, although they might find it's a little too rubbing alcohol flavor. Okay, I can understand that. The limited will be more for if somebody wants to take a walk on the wild side, or if they can't get used to the whiskey and it's too sudden, you know, impact for them. This could be a easier thing because of the candy flavor. See, so that could, it's but the limited is $7.42 at Walmart, maybe $7.49. It varies, but it's very cheap. Heir to the Throne, I paid $15.65. Is it really twice the price in value? I wouldn't say that. John Anilli says, Heir to the Throne, a Walmart brand. I never heard of it. No, it's not a Walmart brand. I don't know what it is. I thought Caliber was a Walmart brand. Turns out it isn't. It's just heavily stocked by Walmart. But I saw Caliber at some other stores that had nothing to do with Walmart. So I said, well, there you go. I don't know what. I don't even know if there is such a thing as a Walmart brand liquor now. I'm starting to have doubts about that. I really don't think so. But beer, yeah, that flopped. They got rid of Rockdale. I don't even see the dang Trouble Brewing anymore. That 12 pack of the so-called craft style beers from the Rochester Genesee Brewing. I don't think that really caught on. They're okay though. They weren't bad. My friend didn't like them, but is Walmart really a place where people go to buy craft beer? I don't know. We got Lagunitas IPA. Here's Heir to the Throne, you know. Odd looking stuff, huh? You'll never see it. That's a pretty cool label design. Yeah, it's got the cross swords, the crown, the griffins, the shield. It's got a real cork, wood, not a rubberized cork. But I couldn't resist because I've never seen it ever, and I mean anywhere. Did a search online, no photos, nothing, no description, nothing anywhere, no videos, of course. It's like that case was probably 12 bottles showed up here at this Walmart, and it was the only store in America that got it. And the manager said, "What is this?" "Oh, that's a mispick. They sent the wrong thing." "Oh, well, just put it out there and discount it or something." You know, it's almost like that, but it's probably not that. They probably designed it to be a competitor for Crown Royal, and it flopped miserably. So they just put on closeout and never want to see it again. And I happened to buy it. I wasn't passing it up. But like I'm saying, I can only speak for this town. I can't even speak for this town. My experience. I don't know if Heir to the Throne is somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Other people might say, "Oh, yeah, it's very, very common in my town." But I have a feeling that's not the case, because I would have seen something online, something at least, something, as opposed to absolutely nothing. And it's very rare to do an internet search and you can't find anything. I guess it's a tie, right? All right, a tie. But in this case, a tie means a victory for Canadian Limited. If you have a whiskey that's twice the price as the other whiskey, or beer or wine, it really wouldn't matter. It could be candy bars, whatever your taste challenging, and they tie, then the victory goes to the cheaper price. There's no other way you can't get around that. So would I buy either one? Well, yeah, I would, theoretically, because I never will, because I'm always marching through the brands. But I would recommend them. Yes, yes. I know they got some dedicated Canadian Limited drinkers. That's all they drink. You say, yeah, because it's cheap. That's probably why they drink it. But I'm sure they like it. They tolerate it. You know, they got used to it. So, and there's nothing wrong with that if they enjoy it. Okay, so tomorrow, I'm not planning to do any taste challenge, actually. Tuesday, I think I'm going to start on with the Rich and Rare. The Heir to the Throne versus Rich and Rare. Yeah. Thursday, I'll go up against Rich and Rare Reserve. Heir to the Throne, Rich and Rare Reserve. Saturday, you know what? I might back those up and do the Caliber just to get it out the way. I like it. I'm not downgrading it. Well, just want to put that before I do the Rich and Rare and then the Rich and Rare Reserve. Well, after those, I'll do the VO, which is now owned by Sazerac. The VO Gold, also owned by Sazerac. And then I'll get into the Canadian Club 12-year. Thank you, John and Neely, for that. And then the Black Velvet. I don't like that too much. And then the Black Velvet Reserve. I don't like that one too much either. I think those are both going to lose. Then that'll end it. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to do the Royal Canadian, another Sazerac brand. I always forget about that. I don't know why. I guess because it's not the flavored one. So many. And then in about 2 weeks, we'll start off with some. Oh, you say, don't even say it. Please don't say American blended whiskey. Yeah, you know, Bellows whiskey, not club whiskey, just Bellows. Bellows is all right. It's a strange. Okay, I got to get off of here. It is strange that there is nothing on the internet about it. You found a hidden gem or a dud, depending on your mindset. I would say it's a hidden gem in the flavor, because it does have some nice little characteristics. They're strange, a bit strange. Smell it. But it's kind of nice, you know. So it's a gem in that sense that it's hidden, but it's a dud, like you're saying, because nobody bought it but me, you know, and some other people. They did get rid of the closeout, but yeah, dud, like sales wise, a fiasco. But anyway, that's there. That, like I always say, John and Neely, beer, wine, or liquor, that's their problem. That's not my problem. I'm just drinking it. You know, I'm not obsessing about it. I'm not worrying about it. Now, if it's something I used to enjoy drinking, like Bud Dry, and they don't make it, yeah, then it's my problem because I wanted to drink it. But still, I'm not going to be saying, oh, I can't get over it. I just can't get over it. I'll just say, oh, well, too bad. All right, thanks for watching this video production. And maybe, and it's doubtful, but possible, we'll do another one later today. But that's up in the air. That depends on other things. Okay, thanks for watching this video production.